In this video, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know to start cycling on Zwift, the most popular indoor cycling platform. What equipment do you need, how to navigate the menus, what are the different game modes, everything. Since you've clicked on this video, I assume you have at least a rough idea what Zwift is all about, but let's do a super fast recap just in case you don't. Zwift is basically a virtual world in which you can cycle. You pedal on your indoor trainer or indoor bike, the game reads the information sent from the trainer about how hard do you pedal, and based on that moves your avatar in-game. You can ride here on your own, attend group rides and races, complete workouts and training plans, and participate in many challenges. For riding you get experience points that level up your character, and drops, which is a virtual currency that allows you to purchase new bikes, wheel sets, and bike upgrades. To be able to ride on Zwift, you need a special equipment. There are 3 categories of equipment you might get. The first one covers absolutely mandatory equipment, one without which you will be literally unable to ride. The second category covers items that you technically do not need to run the game, but without which indoor riding would be very difficult. And the last category includes items that are nice to have if you have the budget for them, but will be able to ride perfectly well without. To be even able to ride on Zwift, you need 4 things: a bike and a smart trainer, a device that you are going to run Zwift on, and a Zwift subscription. If you already have an outdoor bike, you need to only get a smart trainer. You do not need a dedicated indoor frame. There are many options of the trainers on the market, from fairly cheap ones to super expensive high-end ones. These trainers both measure your power output when you pedal, and also adjust the resistance based on whether you are going uphill or downhill, or based on the workout you are doing. There are other trainers on the market that are cheaper but lack those features, and they are honestly just a pain in the bottom. So if you are just starting out, go for a direct drive smart trainer. There are some very budget-friendly options and your experience will be hassle-free. If you do not have an outdoor bike, you will need both trainer and the bike frame, or alternatively, go directly for an indoor bike. Which way you will select will largely depend on your budget. If you want the cheapest setup possible, older second-hand bike and trainer will be your best shot. If you are on the opposite side of the spectrum and want to have simply the best indoor cycling experience, go for a dedicated indoor bike, which is basically the bike frame and trainer in one package. But what would I do if I just started out would be getting the Zwift Ride bundle that you can purchase on the official Zwift website. It is basically a package of a very good smart trainer and indoor bike frame that has been optimized for the best Zwift experience. The new version of that bundle has been just released, and what's more, you can get 10% off it using my link in the description down below. So now you have the bike and trainer set up, next you need a device that you are going to run Zwift on. And the good news is, you already probably own one. Zwift can run very well on any modern phone, computer, laptop, or even devices like Apple TV. The more powerful the device is, the better the world will look. The bigger the screen is, the more immersive the experience is going to be. But no matter what device you will select, the functionality of the game is going to be the same. It won't influence your riding performance whatsoever. And the last thing that is absolutely mandatory is a Zwift subscription. To ride on Zwift, it costs $19.99 per month or $199.99 per year, and there is a 14-day trial during which you can test it out. Those were the only things that are like hard need. Without them you won't be able to ride. But there are other ones that are almost as important. And the first one is a powerful fan, or preferably multiple ones. The thing about indoor riding is there is no airflow, no wind resistance, which means that you will overheat and sweat a lot more actually than you can imagine. If you rode without a fan, it would be limiting to your performance at best and downright dangerous at worst. You do not need to spend a fortune, basically any powerful fan will do the trick. If you spend a little more, you will get some nice features like remote controls or smart controls where the intensity of the airflow is based on your heart rate or power, but these features are in no way required. One of such fans is Cycbuzz High Power Smart Fitness Fan, and you can get 5% off with the code RoadtoA. Speaking of heart rate, I would really recommend you getting a heart rate monitor, preferably in the form of a chest strap. Even though you will have power information at your disposal, your heart rate will show you how your body reacts to different kinds of efforts. What is more, if you wanted to later try indoor racing, which I would really recommend, without a heart rate monitor you won't be included in the results of many racing events whatsoever. The third one is a good quality mat that you insert underneath the bike and the trainer. As I said, indoor cycling is an incredibly sweaty activity, and such mat will allow you to protect your floor, and what's more, it reduces the sound and vibrations of the exercise. You can get the official Zwift one or third-party one, but just don't confuse it with the basic yoga mat, those are different. The last thing I would say is almost mandatory are good quality bib shorts. Those are cycling specific shorts that have inner padding called chamois that's designed to reduce the pressure on those parts of your body that come into contact with the saddle. What is more, these shorts have laces that ensure they will stay in place even during hard exercise. You can ride without them, but you probably do not want to. On top of that, you probably want a towel to wipe your sweat off your face and a bottle to have a drink at the ready. In this section, I will mention few devices that are very nice to have for Zwifting, but they are entirely optional and depending on your budget. And the first are the new Zwift Click version 2 controllers. These are set of Zwift themed gamepads that you strap on your handlebars, and they allow you to control the game as well as they unlock the ability to steer in-game. Without these, you need to control the game either through your device's touchscreen or a mouse and a keyboard. If you have bought the Zwift Ride I mentioned previously, you don't need to get these as the same controls are built into the Zwift Ride's handlebars. The next one is a rocker plate. Since this is a more expensive upgrade, I would recommend you to first make sure indoor cycling is something you are actually going to enjoy. But basically, what that is a moving platform to which you strap your bike. During indoor cycling, there is not that natural flow of the bike underneath you that you might be used to from cycling outdoors, and that causes stress, both to your bike and your body. Having moving platform underneath you allows those forces to escape, and the bike follows your natural movements. I have made a video about rocker plates, and if you are interested, you can find it in the description down below. You can also get 4% off any rocker plate from TurboRocks with the code RoadtoA. And the final thing I want to mention are sweat-resistant headphones. Compared to outdoor cycling, it is perfectly fine to listen to music on an indoor trainer, but since the fans are very noisy, you need the headphones. Whatever headphones you decide to choose, make sure to pick ones that have high sweat resistance and some form of noise cancellation. For this reason, I wouldn't recommend bone conduction headphones for indoor cycling. I have reviewed headphones from H2O Audio that were specifically built for Zwift, and once again, you can find the video in the description down below and get 20% off with the code RoadtoA. So that has been the equipment. Now you need to set up the Zwift. You can download the Zwift client for free either on the official website or in an Apple App Store or Google Play Store. While you are downloading, you want to create your Zwift account, and you can do so on the official website. On your mobile device, you might notice there are two separate Zwift-themed apps, Zwift with the orange logo and Zwift Companion with the blue logo. The orange app is the game client, the one in which you are going to ride. The blue one is more like a Zwift social client. You can find the upcoming rides and races here, see your activity data, your friends, routes and workouts, and many more. And what is more, when you are riding, it allows you to control some of the in-game features, which is especially important if you do not have the aforementioned Zwift Click controllers. Long story short, you want to have both these apps installed. They are both official and they both use the same login information. Upon first login, the game is going to prompt you to do an initial setup. This includes things like setting up the visuals of your avatar, but also filling up the information about your height and weight. Make sure to fill these out correctly and keep them updated, because the game calculates your in-game speed based on those. What you will see next and upon each login is a pairing screen. This is a particularly important step because here you will pair your game with your trainer, controllers, heart rate monitor and everything else. The pairing screen has 5 windows. The top 2 are the most important ones because they let your game connect to your trainer. You want to have your trainer paired in both of those windows. The left one will allow the game to take power readings from your trainer. Through the right one, it will control its resistance. The bottom 3 are supporting devices. On the left, you pair your cadence sensor. This can be either a dedicated sensor or your trainer as well. In the middle one, you are going to pair your controllers, either the Zwift Click or Zwift Ride's handlebars. And on the right, you will pair your heart rate monitor. The next thing you are going to see is the game's main menu. And now we are really close to finally riding. The most of your home screen is going to consist of those different tiles. Those are routes, events, workouts and challenges that are recommended to you. In the top left corner you can see 4 tabs. The home tab is the one that you are currently on. The second one will bring you a list of events that you can take part in, races, group rides, group workouts and others. The third tab shows you all the routes that are available for you to ride. At each time you will see 3 worlds available. RoadtoA, that one is available at all times, and 2 different worlds that rotate on a predetermined schedule. All the routes that you haven't completed yet are marked by gray badge, all that you have completed are marked by a green badge. Completing any route for the first time will award you with the route's badge and an amount of experience points based on the route's length and difficulty. And the fourth tab is a workout tab. As the name suggests, this is the place where you will be able to find a library of training plans, individual workouts, and where you can make your own workouts as well. On the right there are a few more icons. The first one is a connection icon. That one brings back the pairing screen if you need to make any adjustments. The second one is your garage. Here you can spend your hard-earned drops for all kinds of bikes and wheel sets, and also select what bike and wheel set will you currently use, as well as equip cosmetical changes to your avatar with gear that you get for leveling up. There are currently 100 levels in the game, and to reach higher levels you need progressively more and more experience points. Finally, there is the profile picture with several numbers. You can see how many drops you have available, what is your current level, and if you race, you will be able to see your racing score here. When you click on your profile picture, you will be able to change your personal information like name, nationality, weight and height, and also get into in-game settings. The last icon is then used to exit the game altogether. If you simply want to ride, you can select a route and you are on, but in my opinion that's not the most fun way to do so. Let me tell you about few different ways to spice your riding up. And the first one are RoboPacers. RoboPacers are in-game bots that ride a predetermined route at a predetermined speed, going from super slow pace to a painfully fast one. You can find different RoboPacers on your home screen in a specific panel called Find a Pacer Group. Here you can see the general ride difficulty, with D being the easiest and A being the hardest, exact power the RoboPacer rides, the route the Pacer group follows, and amount of people that are riding with that RoboPacer. This is a fun option because A, it is more fun to ride with a group, and B, for riding close to a RoboPacer you get progressively higher and higher multiplier for your drop acquisition. The next event format are races. This is by far my most favorite one. Zwift community is super competitive and you can count on being brought to the edge of your ability here. You don't need to worry about entering one. The worst case scenario is you will simply get dropped. Races run regularly and you can find their schedule in the events tab. If you are just starting out, the monthly Z-Racing series is a great choice as it doesn't use very difficult routes and it is very popular. Races are split into different pens based on the ability of each rider. If you are just starting out, simply enter the lowest pen that you have available. As you race more and more, the game will figure out your level and restrict you from entering pens for which you are simply too strong. Last but not least, there are group rides and group workouts. These are scheduled the same way as races, but they are not as competitive. You simply use those when you want to ride or train with a group of like-minded people. Whatever ride you choose, the world is going to load up and you will see your avatar. Start pedaling and your avatar is going to move. stop pedaling, and it is going to stop. In the top left corner, you are going to see statistics about your riding, things like your power output, heart rate, cadence, and others. On the top, there are information about your current ride, the elapsed time, distance, elevation gain, and things like your experience bar and the amount of drops that you have. On the right, there is your minimap, elevation profile of your currently selected route, and the list of riders that are close to you. And that's basically all there is to it. I could make this video several hours long talking about all the different possibilities and settings, but as a start, I think this is enough. You will very quickly figure things out as you ride. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. I will try to do my best to answer everything. And since earlier in this video I mentioned the rocker plates as a very nice addition to your indoor setup, here's all you need to know about them.